Hey, uh, nice to see everyone joining here. Lots of familiar names and faces. Too bad we haven't been able to meet up earlier last year and in person, but hey, this works. So uh, today I'm going to tell you about a project called the Science Cloud that I created. Uh, and that's something that we talked about in the past several workshops, and it came to fruition after actually the last BOINC workshop where we discussed that it's really difficult for people to set up their hardware and software, and people go away, they change their computers, they forget that they ran BOINC, or they simply drop off for unrelated reasons. Maybe their computer gets slow, or there's other reasons. And we discussed that. We talked about setting up a thing to help with that, but it never came to fruition. And meanwhile, we discussed similar things at PrimeGrid in our Discord channel, where people started using DigitalOcean, and DigitalOcean is one of the larger cloud providers, and they do really have some cheap cloud services. So people started using those to participate in PrimeGrid challenges that we run, and also attached to some generic BOINC projects, not limited to PrimeGrid. But that was again a difficult difficult task to create your instances, set up BOINC projects, because you had to know Linux, you had to know how to SSH into your droplet, your compute instance, and how to run stuff. And additionally, DigitalOcean, terms of usage, restrict using their services for cryptocurrency mining. And coincidentally, BOINC, when using full CPU load, also looked to them like as if it was being CPU mined or cryptocurrency mining. So they started blocking user accounts for some of the participants. So I noticed that discussion, that usage pattern, and created Science Cloud prototype in really just a few evenings, and launched that. So it really started as a simple interface for DigitalOcean, where you can create an account on the Science Cloud, drop in money using PayPal, your credit card, bank transfer in the US or EU. And once you have that set up, you just choose projects and start your compute instances. So right now, it hasn't been a major achievement, but I have over 130 participants, and the active share of those is quite good. I think we have 90 active, well, over 90 active users, and the Science Cloud supports 13 BOINC science projects, and most of these projects were added on request of our participants. So if you run a project and you are not in the Science Cloud, please just let me know, and we'll most likely add you. And we've actually contributed quite a big amount. We've contributed over 8 million CPU hours to various projects. People are using the Science Cloud for generic just donations to the to the BOINC projects, but also they take part in BOINC competitions. We run, for example, we run prime grade challenges where people drop in literally thousands of dollars into cloud compute resources just to find that next prime number and be at the top of the leaderboards. And it really drives science. So that's good for everyone. So here's the list of the current projects that the Science Cloud supports. Like I said, let me know if your project is missing and you want to join. There's a few projects that that are not supported because they are a bit complicated for the cheap compute resources that we have. Because we may have limited amounts of memory, we may not have support for stuff like VirtualBox, but most of the projects just run fine. And if there's a need, we can also help setting up the project so that it can both run on the Science Cloud and general BOINC. So the hardware that we have is CPU and recently added GPUs. So we have 1, 4, or 12 CPU core instances that start at just under 1 cent US dollar for CPUs, and GPUs are more expensive because we have to get them from larger cloud providers. But yeah, I'm always looking, and people in the Discord channel, in the community are always looking for better resources and better offerings. So these change over time, but I'm trying to keep it as low as possible so that people can join for something like $5 or $7 per month, and if they want, they can add in more money. They will they can start more resources, and these resources will simply terminate if they run out of money, and I will also email them automatically if they are starting to run out of money. And it's really, my goal was to create a simple interface. So here you can see on the screenshot various instances running or various projects, and it's just a simple interface. You see what you're running, you see what the status of your instance is, and you can always start more, terminate more, or change the projects that you're running. So yeah, so that's what I created, and I really want to shout out to the nice community at Prime Grid Discord channel, at the Science Cloud channel, and if anyone's interested, I will later share my slides, and you can go to the Trello board where we have planned features. But really, the most important thing is the URL, thescience.cloud. So yeah, thank you for your time. Any questions?
Okay, thanks, Rytis. Can you stop your screen share? Yeah. So we've got some questions. Kevin, by the way, I don't know if I'm taking you as applauding because of the comments there. Marcus, let's see. Marcus, you're up.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. So probably a lot of people might be thinking here, do you plan on having this project also accept cryptocurrency? And I know that it might be a bit difficult to handle cryptocurrency, especially if you want to go for a micro tipping approach, like where people put in very small amounts on a regular basis. So maybe could you be, as a suggestion, possibly maybe a pool of cryptocurrency that you then use to pay for an instance of computing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one of the problem things that I currently experience is actually receiving money and paying the cloud providers, because I act as an intermediary in this case. And there's large charges from some of the providers like PayPal. And then there's difficulty of moving money in different currencies around. Adding crypto would, I guess, add an additional layer of complication to this. But I do have some experience with crypto. I know of services that simplify this, so maybe I could look into that. I will most definitely add that to the Trello board of planned features. Thanks for the offer.
Great, sounds good.